hip hop. He's one of the founding members of Run DMC. He's Dow DMC McDaniels, and I welcome him back to the library with Tim Heinekel.
Glad to be back in the library.
Cool, man. Thank you for doing this again. Thank you.
No problem. This is cool, man.
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. No, new setup, new
big
everything.
Big things.
So this first, you just got back from London.
Yes.
Performed with Run DMC.
Yeah, me and Run. And Slick Rick was the opener.
What's that like? What's that show like?
I mean, it's the typical Run DMC show, but it's different. It's not a Run DMC show. It's more like, yo, I saw Paul McCartney and Ringo get up on stage at that festival. You know, like when you see the Beatles get together or you see two members of a group that was a band.
Right.
You know, yo, I went to this event and Run and D or Paul and them was just, it's kind of like that because Run DMC is Run DMC and Jam Master Jay.
Right, of course.
So you're seeing Reverend Run and King DMC do those songs that they did when they was in the band Run DMC. Right. But it's not a Run DMC show because it lacks that personal thing that Run DMC and Jam Master Jay had.
And it seems like when you look at older albums, like when you look at, I mean, all Run DMC albums, when you look at Eric B. and Rakim. And more. There's always
Tribe Called Quest.
But there's always a DJ element to it in terms of like, there's not just like, it's not just SoundCloud, someone playing a beat.
Right.
There's a track that would just be dedicated to the DJ.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Jay's game was ours.
Yeah, I mean, so what?
And Jay scratched live on every record.
And I never got to see you guys perform live.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Wow.
So what is that? What was that show with?
Well, the DJ's the foundation of everything. Like right now, if you're paying money to go see a so-called hip-hop act or performer or a group or whatever, and there's no DJ, and I'm not talking about a guy pushing buttons or a guy using CDRs. It's not hip-hop. Now, they may be rapping, and they may be performing their songs, but it ain't hip-hop if there ain't a DJ back there using vinyl like Charlie Chase did for the Cold Crush, or like Jazzy J did for the Jazzy 5 MCs, or like Red Alert did for Soul Sonic Force, or like Grandmaster Flash did before the Furious 5, before we started making these records and going entertainment. It's not hip-hop. See, hip-hop has now become what commercialized entertainment specializes in. Like, I never thought hip-hop would have this. Nothing against her. There's acts and there's artists.
Right.
So, perfect example is, none against her, Britney Spears. She needs somebody to write for her. She needs somebody to choreograph for her. She needs somebody to dress her. She needs backup. She needs smoke and mirrors and lights. Sheryl Crow, though, don't even give Sheryl Crow a band. Give her an acoustic guitar and a microphone in the audience. That's what hip-hop used to be. Just give me the mic. Mm-hmm. All the DJ needed was the vinyl. We're going to steal music from all of the iconic people that made it before us, the rock stars and the folk stars and George Clinton and James Brown, but we're going to create a work of art with it. So, the whole aspect of the DJ being not pushed to the back, excluded, has destroyed the authentic, sincere representation of what the complete hip-hop music experience should be. Now, that being said, anything that is anything that is culturally relevant to a community or a society or a group of people will become diluted, polluted, and destroyed once it's commercialized. Right. So for us, there's no show without Jam Master Jay on it. Mm-hmm. The Profile Records once told us remember when CDs first came out? Yeah. And the record company saw all this money that they was going to make because they're going to re-release all of the music before CDs on CD. They made a shitload, excuse my language. They made a bunch of money when they re-released CDs. So vinyl wasn't important to us. Our record label told me, Run and Jay, we're not pressing any vinyl no more. You know what? We tell them we quit. So they laugh. Ha ha, yeah, y'all need us more than we need you. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by, not a peep out of Run and D and J. 3 weeks said, okay, guys, we'll press a vinyl. See, it's up to the culture, the people, not to discriminate, and not to censor anybody, and not to take away anybody's freedom of speech. But it's up to us to direct and keep dominant and prominent those little things that make this thing exist in the way that it does now in the first place. Because without those things, everything fails. Mm-hmm. So for me, I can never do anything without a DJ. Because that's what hip hop is. And it started with the DJ. It started with the music. It started with the DJ being the foundation for me to walk upon.
What the writing process for you, how important was Jay to be there while it was happening?
Well, I didn't need Jay to write.
No, not right. But I'm
you mean doing the records, putting the records?
In terms of putting the records together.
Oh, it was important for Jay because he's the orchestrator, you know, the guy that's leading the DJ is that. Like, to sum it up to you, the DJ is back there. He sees everything. So he's in control of the whole vibe of the room, but also he can relay stuff to me and Run. Yo, we're not going to do the original version of It's Like That. We got to do the Jason Evans remix. Or, yo, we're not going to do Walk This Way tonight. Right now, we're gonna do Raising Hell. We're gonna do Rockbox and King of Rock because the DJ is the nucleus of the energy. So when it came to the writing process, it was up for me to say, "Yo, I got rhymes."
Yeah.
But it was up to Jay as the DJ to find the canvas that I could paint on, if I had to describe it like that.
I want to go back to the album Tougher Than Leather. On May 17th, 1988 it was released. So we just hit we just passed the 30th anniversary.
30 years for Tougher Than Leather?
Yes.
Wow.
What's your initial reaction?
That's a long time. 30 years for Tougher Than Leather? Wow. That's crazy. You know, I forget about Tougher Than Leather, though. I forget about the first album, too, because Raising Hell was so huge.
Well, that was the thing. So when Tougher Than Leather was released...
1988, May, when was it?
May 17th.
Wow.
It seems that it wasn't looked at. You know,
nobody cared.
It wasn't.
There
it
was
wasn't praised.
Come on, Big Daddy Kane and Rakim was killing it.
So what? Yeah. So what?
And Coogee Rap.
And you just came off of Raising Hell, which was incredible, top-selling album.
Right.
First, what's the when you have such success from a prior album, what is the thinking going into the next album? I mean, are you trying to top it?
That's a great question. Now, I ain't care about none of that. I just wanted to rhyme. I just wanted to keep making records and keep having fun. To answer your question is this. Coming off a huge album, everybody thinks that you can do it again. So now it becomes things that you did naturally and spontaneously, which might make that fourth album even better than the third album. That potential is destroyed when they start telling you, you need a hit record. You need to get on MTV. You need to get on the radio. So that and that clouds your judgment. Because now, you know, we're Tougher Than Leather. I talk about this in my book. We got to a point where instead of just being Run DMC, we just made Raising Hell. Nobody's going to do that. So now, instead of just being Run DMC and Jam Master Jay, we're trying to be Run DMC and Jam Master Jay. So that's where it comes. You know, people can send you samples and send you demos. You'll check this song out. But it all lies on what's inside of you. It all comes from where am I at this point in my life.
Right.
Like in my book, I say Run DMC should have did what Cream did. Make 3 records and Eric Clapton, Ginger B, you get to that point where you kind of know, But because of the expectations of the industry, you know, somewhere deep down inside, the encouragement that your label and management is giving you makes you believe that you can do it again. So you go in, instead of just doing it, you go in with the intent of doing it again. So, and Tough Than Leather came out 2 years late. And what I mean by that is it came out 2 years late because we was in legal situation against the label. We was withholding the album, and there was a whole lot of legal stuff going on, financially, this and that. And when Tough Than Leather finally dropped, Kane, Rakim, and Kool G Rap was totally destroying everything. So that was a great period of frustration for me, because I'm sitting there with rhymes and lyrics and ideas that would make God leave heaven and say, D, you take the keys, you can run this. But because of what we was going on through legally with the label, and because of, you know, Running Jay's perception of we need to do this instead of just doing it, Tough Than Leather came out late, and then we did the movie.
Right.
Then
right.
Coming off a successful year is crazy, because not only did we have a successful album with Raising Hell, we had just did Crush Groove,
right,
which was a Michael Schultz, the guy who directed Car Wash. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to take this new thing and present it in a way that it will be everlasting and eternal. We get souped up and call ourselves, we're going to do it ourselves, and Rick's going to direct it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, maybe Rick could have directed, but we should have had another director who knows how to make movies and to be the real director. So the Tough Than Leather period was crazy because the record came out and it didn't do as well as Raising Hell, and I didn't care about that. I didn't expect it to do better than Raising Hell. But because of those, we're the mighty juggernaut called Run DMC. If Tough Than Leather didn't do good as Raising Hell, so we considered failures. I didn't consider it as failure, because even at the Tough Than Leather time, nobody new up and coming could touch us.
Right.
When it came to getting on that stage. That's the only thing that held us. You know, that's the only thing that kept us relevant. Nobody cared about the album or the music or what the hell we was doing, but we were still respected. Yo, the OG's pioneers because of you. And the two songs on that album that saved us was Run's House and Beast of the Rhyme.
Right.